And welcome back to episode 2 of this week, where we're going to go over the Wolves' 3 games against their 3 opponents this week. If you missed our broad hour-long going over the Nuggets game and so much more, go check out that episode, the one posted right before this one. But yeah, this is going to be a bit shorter, just going over some matchups and our thoughts on the week ahead. Jake, looking ahead, how you feeling? You feeling good about this upcoming week, even after that Nuggets game?
Yeah, like they're playing bad teams, so
Yep.
it's easy to feel pretty good against this team, for this team when they're playing bad teams. The problem still remains that it's all kind of risk at the moment, like because they're not beating good teams, they don't really have the wriggle room there to lose to bad teams, and eventually they are going to lose to a bad team, and that's not really like a Wolves problem. It's just that teams do occasionally lose to bad teams. So they've got Dallas, they've got Washington, and then they've got Phoenix at the end of the week. So we'll start with the Dallas game.
Well, hang on.
Oh no, we'll go through our last week.
That's right.
We both forgot. I think we were planning to do a podcast yesterday.
I just don't think we knew that there was a Saturday game, because we would have definitely. Okay, yeah.
And I was at a wedding anyway, so we must have just not went through it, because there was no way I was ever going to be able to do a podcast yesterday. We've both given ourselves, just are going to say that we thought they'd lose, and then we were going to give ourselves a win.
Against the Nuggets. Yeah.
Yes, against the Nuggets.
We picked the other games before the Nuggets. We just forgot to do the Nuggets game, and we're picking every game this year.
Yeah.
So see how we do.
So this week was four games, wasn't it?
That's right.
Past week. So you went 4-0, which is nicely done.
Yeah.
I went 3-1. So you thought they'd win every game. You thought they'd win the first 3 against the bad teams, then lose to Denver.
It's actually a really easy strategy picking for these Wolves games. You just look at the opposing team record and go, okay, they'll win this.
Yeah. I thought they'd lose one of the Sacramento games, because I just thought that was kind of a Wolvesy thing to do. But they didn't. So we're now 13 games into the season. You have predicted 11 correct games. I have predicted 11 correct games. So, yeah, we're all tied up at fun to fun. And yeah, let's see how we go this week. I'm going to say that they're going to beat Dallas. We'll start with that before we kind of analyze why. Are you going to say the same thing?
Yeah, and I'm not even going to really we're going to go over it, but I'm not going to hesitate with it. They're going to beat Dallas, and they should by
they should.
Good margin.
Dallas are a weird team. Like,
are they the most disappointing team in the league? Because they were supposed to. I had them right up there as like a potential 4 or 5 seed. They're missing AD, but like,
and Kyrie, obviously.
Yeah, but they're 3-10.
Yes, they're the worst offense in the league, which is a good thing for Minnesota's defense, which has struggled against good teams. They're 4th in defensive rating, so that's a weird kind of thing that I don't think Minnesota have faced so far this season. Like, they've faced teams who are bad on
though. I think they're kind of like Portland in that area.
Yeah, but
Portland's
so much
got a lot more aura, and like, I don't know, they're just more feisty than this Dallas team right now.
Yeah, and they're a lot better offensively, even if they're not a great offensive team. Like, this is the worst offense in basketball right now. But I think they've played teams who are bad on both ends. They've played the Hornets, who were really good offensively at the time, but really bad defensively. I think, apart from the Portland game, this is probably the first time they've played a team who are really bad on offense and really good on defense. So that will be an interesting kind of, juxtaposition to see where they go with this. They play some weird lineups, like Cooper Flagg plays point guard a lot. If he's not playing point guard, D'Angelo Russell's playing point guard. D'Lo's been terrible. Gafford,
but he shoots it a lot. He shoots the ball a lot.
Yes, Gafford and Lively. You mentioned in the last pod. That's an interesting thing for Gobert, because he hasn't been good against good bigs this season, and he hasn't been good against the Gafford and Lively combination in the past in Western Conference Finals games. So yeah, I think I always try and just give you one thing that I think will lead to the win or lead to the loss, and I think I'm going to go with Gobert. Like, I think, are we getting the good version of Gobert, the good version of Gobert, which is against bad teams, or are we getting the bad version of Gobert that we've seen against Gafford, Lively, and PJ Washington front courts in the past? I think that I wouldn't be surprised if they lose this game if they get a bad Gobert game, and I'd be shocked if Gobert played well and they lost. So yeah, I guess I'm betting on Gobert bouncing back against a bad team, but I do think that's a swing point in this game.
Yeah, this team is just, they're so bad. They've only beaten the one win Wizards and the one win Pacers. They did beat the Raptors, but like, that's one win against any sort of mediocre team this year. I know, speaking
Mhm.
on from a glass house here as a Wolves fan, but like, still, like, they're not losing every other game. And
Yeah.
Klay Thompson, dude, oh my God, he's making like less than 1 2 point every game, and the 3 pointers are not going in either. That's he's really, really
Mhm.
bad all of a sudden. And I mean, even if Rudy does have a bad game, I don't see how Dallas scores enough to win. Like maybe if he's really bad on defense too, and just but
Yeah.
I don't know. Like
Well, they
Flag's gonna have to.
don't. Yeah, they don't have Luca anymore. Like the Gafford
Yeah,
Lively, a lot of it was that Luca kind of just toyed with Gobert in the middle of the
right.
floor, and he couldn't get back to those lobs, and the team didn't really form around him to help him out in that way in that Western Conference Finals. But this is a very very different team to that.
Yeah,
Um, and
unless the
Cooper
guards
Flag
get hot. Like I don't. Do you see D'Lo getting hot in this game?
has D'Lo ever played a good game against the Wolves since they traded him? I
I was
can't
gonna say,
remember.
do you remember that Warriors game where he scored like 50, but then
Well,
they
yeah,
traded for him? Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I don't remember a good game that he's played against Minnesota since he left. So I think history. I'm gonna back up history here and say he's not going to play well. Like Trooper Flag is obviously dangerous.
In next
There's
year,
no,
maybe. Yeah.
I don't know what's the go with AD. Is he out like definitely for this game? I never know whether he's in or out. Like if he's
Yeah,
in, it's a
good
different.
question. I mean, it's in 2 days. Like, I guess I could have double checked this, but I guess I just assumed he was out. Let's see on the fly. Anthony Davis news. Um, there's really no news. I don't think he's playing.
Okay, if he's not playing, then yeah. If he was playing, I think I probably would almost lean towards the Mavs because that's a. I do think with AD they're an alright team, but he is out a lot, and they just like they're a weird team. Like Najee Marshall's been awesome, but he's not really enough to like make them a good team. Cooper Flag's a rookie. They've got him playing point guard at times. That's not really working. But the Cooper Flag at point guard minutes are still way better than the D'Lo at point guard minutes. Brandon Williams, who I think played for the Wolves in a summer league a few years ago, and I thought, oh, he's a fun player. He's like getting real minutes as a point guard. Like you said, Klay Thompson seems pretty washed. Yeah, they're just a
Najee
strange.
Marshall. You guys scared of Najee
Najee
Marshall?
Marshall is a great player. Honestly, he might be their
Okay.
second best player this season. He's been awesome in this season. I don't know if he's awesome enough to like make you want to kind
I'm
of
really
give
mocking
Dallas.
this team, so like when they do, and when AD comes back and they beat the Wolves, it's gonna be really sad. But like I'm really going in on
Yeah,
them.
I still think they're a dangerous team. I think they're a little bit better than their record suggests. Like, or they're at least more dangerous than their record
They
suggests.
just feel like a
Like
broken organization though, and like we know as
yeah.
Wolves fans like what it can be like with GMs are in flux, and it's
Hmm.
just the organization is just like I just read it. AD's personal medical staff is like he's ready to come back, but the owner is like no, he's not. Even they're
Yikes.
fighting each other. It's
Yeah.
a mess. It's a mess.
And will they get the post Nico Harrison bump? Like is
Oh
is
God.
this the weight off their shoulders that they needed to win more games? So yeah, I think the Wolves will win this game. Like I said, my swing point here is the Gobert minutes because I do think
Yeah,
that
me
Randall
too.
and Ant will probably be able to kind of do their thing. Like even if it's not to 100% against a good defense, I don't think there's anyone there who's like really locking down those guys. Najee Marshall actually is going to be a cool matchup for Randall because he is kind of big and strong and stocky and a good defender, but I don't think Randall will have much of a problem kind of getting his buckets there. But if you get this version of Gobert against good bigs where he's like just one of the worst players on the court, that could present a problem. But and if you get this version of Gobert where he's like 18 and 14 and 4 blocks, like the Wolves are going to win this game.
Yeah. All right, we're both taking a win there. I
Mm-hmm.
think it should be pretty good. They'll probably be favored by 15 or whatever. So whatever. All right, Wizards. I'll pick a win against the Wizards here. You got any disagreements there?
Yeah, I'll pick a win against the Wizards.
All right.
again, like they're not a weird team. They're just like a young and bad team, but they're fun. Like
They're
I
one
like
in
to watch.
11, but yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
they're fun
yeah,
as in like they're not good, but they
right.
are a fun. But they are like a fun. They've just got a lot of young, interesting players, but they are 28th on offense, 29th on defense. So, you're playing two of the league's three worst offensive teams in this next two games. The caveat with the kicker with Washington is they're also one of the league's worst defensive teams. Minnesota should win this game easily.
Yeah, I mean, I'm with you. Too bad. I'm sorry about CJ McCollum and Chris Middleton out there, man. Like that's tough. Hopefully they get a skill sides run a vet minimum or
Chris
something. Like,
Middleton, I
oh,
feel so bad for Chris
that
Middleton, man.
sucks. Yeah, it's
CJ, I don't feel
rough.
bad for CJ, but he ruined the league.
I've always thought he could be a fun fit here until like not anymore. But like in the past, I've liked his game, but now
Yeah,
he's, I
I
mean, he's
mean, he
just
still
sitting in
probably could be a
Washington.
fun fit off the bench, for a good team. But
True.
um, the second apron was partly his fault. So go away, CJ.
Good point. Good point. Yeah, they're
But yeah,
starting
like
Keyshawn George, Trey Johnson, Alex Sarr, and they're interesting names.
Keyshawn George been really good this season. Like again, we're talking really good for like young
One and
players.
11. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and young players who are developing. Like, George is at 16 points. 16, 6 boards, five assists. Like that's a good stat line for your second season, especially for a guy who's like 6'7". Like he's like this tall kind of point forward. Alex Sarr has been really good, really, really good, and really
Yeah.
good defensively on a team that just has like no ball pressure. Like teams just, like they just funnel shots towards
Right.
him and ask him to figure it out. Trey Johnson, I love coming out of the draft. Corey Kispert's a good player. Like I'm looking forward to seeing them, even if I don't think it should be a very competitive game. They
They'll
are a
make the
team that
Wolves play hard, at least for like a half, I think.
I think they will. Yeah, they're the type of team that if you sleepwalk into it, you might be down by 8 at halftime and then win by 12. Like that kind of
Right.
game.
Yep.
Or you could beat them by 30. Like if you come out with the necessary,
Like you should.
Yeah, then you can beat this team by 20 plus. But if you sleepwalk, they do have a lot of fun players and a lot of players who can make shots, and that's always the risk against these bad teams. If they have a bit of shooting, games can kind of get weird quickly.
Yeah, I'm taking a win, but I'm with you that it could just turn into a much more fun game than anticipated. And I mean, I would like that. I mean, the Kings games were interesting, but it's like 5 vets just running around. It's like, all right, I mean,
Yeah,
you get the picture here. We know what's going to happen.
It's just
but
sad. It's just kind of sad watching them, like, whereas this is like, you can win against the Wizards by 20 points, or, as a Wizards fan, you can watch your team lose by 20 points and still have hope for the future. The Kings are just like, they're in purgatory.
39-year-old DeRozan's missing another mid-range. It's like, all right. Like...
All right, let's move on to what I would say is the most
Yes.
interesting game of the week. Phoenix. I'm going to take a loss here.
Me too. Okay, so we're just going even this week. All right.
Yeah, I think they're going to lose this game. I mean, and I don't think that for any reason other than like, yeah, I don't know.
Phoenix
is
feisty, man.
Yeah, Phoenix is feisty. This team has kind of folded when teams are feisty. Like even like I guess both Indiana and Portland, they're different caliber of teams, but they were both feisty, and Minnesota won both of those games. So I don't think this team just
opening night against Portland, though. I think that's there's pride to play for there too. But
yeah, but like the Suns are playing really well. They're on this kind of hot streak.
Dude, they've won 7 of their last 8 and 5 in a row, and Grayson Allen's shooting like 50% from 3. Like,
I mean, they have the same record as Minnesota. Mate, maybe they're 8-5. I don't know what Minnesota's record.
I think the 8-5 after tonight.
Yeah, they're the 6th best offensive in basketball. They're the 8th best defense. They are for all intents and purposes a better team than Minnesota. And maybe that's not going to shake out at the end of the season. I wouldn't think it would. But like,
Devin Booker's having a career high in points. Like, he's having a really, really good year.
Mm-hmm. They've played more good teams than Minnesota. They have won more, big games than Minnesota. They have a better kind of blend between offense and defense in Minnesota. And they seem to kind of have themselves figured out in these big games or in these important games more than Minnesota do. So, yeah, like, I don't know.
How much do you care that Jalen Green is out?
Not at all.
Okay.
I think they're better without him. I think they could be better in the future if they kind of figure out how to maximize him. But for now, they've got like that Booker, O'Neal, Grayson Allen, Ryan Dunn kind of quartet of like wings that play a lot together. And they're good. Like that lineup, those four plus Mark Williams is a plus 16 on the season. Really, really good defensively, shoot the shit out of the ball, play fast. That's without Dylan Brooks out there, who's obviously been awesome. Did he score like 32 points a few nights ago?
Yeah, he's screaming at fans. Like he's I hate him, but like he's fun as hell to play against when you're watching
He
the
is,
Wolves.
and I do. And Ant versus Brooks is always fun. That's probably
That's
the
true.
swing. That's the swing still kind of thing
Does
here.
Brooks
Is
accidentally get Ant going? You know?
yeah, or does he?
Okay, yeah.
Take him out of the game, which is possible as well. But I think usually just my recollection of Brooks is that Ant plays really well against him. Like he was really good in that Memphis series, good last season against Houston in both of those games, or in all of the games against Houston. So yeah, I think that's probably the thing. And then how they defend Booker? Like, are they going to let these guards keep killing them on ball screen actions? Murray was good again against Denver, Reeves, Murray in the other game, Luka. Everyone this season kind of has gone at the Gobert McDaniels pick and roll. Like even when those guys are playing okay, it just seems like their pick and roll coverages, they're switching. The way that Minnesota help off the corners has all been bad this season, like worse than you would expect, and all bad against good teams. So yeah, I don't know. I think Phoenix will probably win this game because I need to see Minnesota be a serious team before I expect them to be.
Yeah, I mean, definitely fair. It's not like I look at their roster and I'm scared in really any way except for like Booker, really. I mean, they've got solid players. I mean, Nick Richards is starting at center. And I don't really care. But again,
Yeah.
they got to beat a team over 500 before I sit here and say they will. Because even at the Lakers game, like, they just can't win against these good teams yet. So prove it to me before I pick you against these good teams. And I mean, a win wouldn't surprise me in any way.
No, they
But
can
like,
definitely win this
yeah,
game. They
it's 50-50 to me.
They probably should almost. Like I think
Yeah,
this team would expect to win this game.
they're just far more talented, like on paper.
Yeah, but I don't. But I
You
don't
take an
think they've
Ant over
figured.
Booker, like if you take one, it's Ant over Booker, right? Like they got the
I
best
think
player.
I think Ant is the best like two guard in the
I
league.
agree. Yep.
Yeah. So but I also think that like Booker is capable of going off
He
against the
could
Wolves.
score
I
50.
mean,
Yeah.
the Booker Jaden thing is going to be fun to watch again. Jaden hates Booker more than any player in the league, so that's always fun to watch. The Dylan Brooks. There's a chance this game's like chippy and exciting, and
Hope it is.
hopefully close. Like if it's not a Wolves kind of blowout win, hopefully we do finally get to see a clutch game against a good team.
I'm hoping it ends our streak that we seem to have going, where we just seem to always be recording after a loss, and that just seeps
I
into our
know.
commentary, like which it's gotta. But man, I'd love to record after an exhilarating win, which I was hoping this Denver game would have been. But
Yeah.
such is life, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh well, tough. All right, 2-1 is
All
our
right.
prediction.
2-1, and I think that's it. Like you can keep the season kind of like it would be disappointing to lose to Phoenix, and I think again we'd have that same vibe that this team still
We
needs
could
to
actually
prove it
just
against
post the
good teams.
same podcast, I think, next
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
Just...
But if you're going to keep losing to bad teams, you also need to keep beating. If you're going to keep losing to good teams, you also have to keep beating bad teams, and keeping that record stable. So, because if this is a problem until the All-Star break, but you're still, 6 games over 500 or something, like that's still a good thing. You can figure this out on the fly as long as you keep beating the bad teams. So,
yeah. A couple more factors in this. None of them are back to back, and the Suns game is a NBA Cup game, so some extra motivation there to go 3-0 for the Cup.
How do you feel about the Cup?
Once the players start caring more, it'll be fun. Like, and I think they are a little bit. Like, if the players were to genuinely act like it matters, I would get more into it. Like they got to do it before I care. I mean, it's cool, and if the Wolves can get to that like final stage or whatever, it'll be a lot more interesting to actually see that happen. But I don't know. Right now, I'm just kind of experiencing it and enjoying it and just seeing it for what it is. I'm kind of in the Anthony Edwards boat where I don't know the rules and I'm just going along with the games.
Yeah. I've always wondered. Obviously, it doesn't mean much at the moment. Like,
Yeah.
I think everyone agrees that like no one cares about it that much. I do wonder if like they just keep pushing with this for the rest of eternity? Like, will this be a thing that like in 50 years people care about, and it would be cool to like have won one? You know what I mean? Like,
Right. They
I
hang
always think of
banners for them, right?
yeah, and I always think about it like the soccer, like in England or in like Europe, that
Oh crap!
all
Everyone just
all
left the podcast, Jake. Great.
but like all of those leagues have like a league cup, in the middle
Yep.
of their season. They don't mean as much, but like they're still like you get the
Do they care
trophy.
over there? Like,
They
I
do care,
genuinely
yeah,
don't
like
know.
yeah,
Okay.
like the finals, especially the finals, like they are huge games, in massive stadiums with 100,000 fans there, and like people go crazy when they win it. Like, and maybe at the start of the competition in soccer, like they might play all the young players instead of playing. Like if it was the Wolves, they might start Rob Dillingham for the first game because it's like an extra game on their schedule. But if they get toward the end,
Gotcha.
they start to take it really seriously, and it's a trophy that clubs and teams care about. So I wonder if in 10, 15, 20, like whatever amount of years, if that will like eventually, can they like indoctrinate that into the culture? I'm not sure about that, but like I don't know. I'd like the Wolves to win one because it would be cool. Like I wouldn't
Yeah.
like care that much about it, but I think it would be cool.
If you said to me, would I rather have it or not have it? I think I'd take it. I don't know. Some
Yeah, it's fine.
spice.
Like
Why
and I
not?
don't see like people who like outright hate it. I don't really understand
Who
because it's
cares?
just like
Yeah.
it's whatever, like it's
It's
no
not like
different.
it's an extra game too. It's like they're
Yeah,
still playing
yeah.
the games.
And you might have to play one extra game if you make the final, but it's cool. Like if you're in the final, I'm happy for the Wolves to play one
Yeah.
extra game, like, and maybe you get an easier schedule kind of if you fall out early. But I don't know. I just think like it's an extra layer of like, I mean, it's not that fun, but like it's kind of an extra layer of fun or something different. The courts are stupid, but
I love
like,
it, dude.
yeah,
Are you
the
kidding?
green court is so atrocious, but like I hope they keep it. I hope they keep it around because I don't think it's a bad thing.
Me too. All right, good place to end there, I suppose. Unless you want to talk more about, maybe we could come up with some other ideas for how to make the season even more fun. Spend a
No,
third cup. All
no,
right.
and
No,
another weird All Star game. Oh wait, they're already doing that.
they're doing. I don't want to talk about that. We're not going to. All right. All right. Whatever. Let's get out of here. Good episode. 2 in 1 week. Hopefully they go 3-0 because I'd rather the Wolves win than I win. I know, crazy. But yeah, actually, maybe that's not true. Maybe I'm actively cheering against them whenever I pick against the Wolves. But
No, I think only when we choose different. If we both choose an L,
yep,
then we want it. Then we want it to be a win.
that's right. Yep, yep. We don't differ much, but I'm not
Yeah.
gonna do it this week. So too bad. All right, good
All right.
stuff. You got anything else for me?
No, that's it. Go and watch House and Drowse. Go and subscribe to the worldwide. Like, subscribe to this channel if you're watching. Go and watch it on. Go and listen on Apple if you don't want to watch on YouTube or whatever. But yeah, subscribe. Help us out.
That's right. Good message. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next week.